Just like with congruence, we had shortcuts for proving that triangles were congruent. In similarity, we also have shortcuts for proving triangles are congruent. Today we're going to talk about the AA theorem for proving triangles are similar, and AA stands for angle-angle similarity. And basically what this theorem says is if two angles of one triangle are congruent to two angles of another triangle, then the two triangles are similar. So sometimes people might say, well, why do we only need two angles? When we were doing congruence, we needed three pieces of information. Well, back in a previous chapter, we learned the third angles theorem. And the third angles theorem basically told us that if two angles are congruent within a triangle, then the third angles are congruent. So technically, we do have three pieces of information. We just don't really need to state the third angle because it's assumed after the first two are congruent. So basically, the way that we're going to use this is just, again, looking at triangles. And if we know things about the angles, we can see if it's enough to say that the triangles are similar. And then we could use all the properties of similar triangles, like corresponding angles being congruent and corresponding sides being proportional. So if I look at my picture here in example 1, I see that in each of these triangles, I know two of the three angles. And so I can find the third angle because we remember that the angles within a triangle all add up to 180. So I take 180 minus the angles that I know, and I see that I'm left with 26 degrees, which is a good thing for me because, again, I'm trying to prove that these two triangles are similar, and that requires me showing that two of the three angles are congruent. And so now that I know all three angles in the triangle on the right and two of the angles in the triangle on the left, I can see that angle C is congruent to angle K, and angle D is congruent to angle G. So we can say then triangle CDE is similar to triangle KGH by AA. Again, when you write your similarity statement, be really careful about the order and make sure that you are matching up the congruent angles. All right, in this next one, when we look at this, we can see, hopefully right off the bat, that this looks like a bow tie. And whenever we have a bow tie, we have congruent angles in the middle. And the reason is that those are vertical angles. The other thing that hopefully caught your attention was that we have a set of parallel lines here. And so when I connect my parallel lines, I end up forming another set of congruent angles. And the reason that these angles are congruent is that they are alternate interior angles. So we have now shown that two of the three angles within the triangles are congruent to one another. And so we can say that the triangles are similar using our AA. So I'm just going to write that out here. Angle S is congruent to angle U, and angle SVR is congruent to angle TUV. Nope, I'm sorry. messed up my order there. Sorry, guys. To angle UVT. There we go. And so, because of that fact, triangle SVR is similar, so the one squiggle, to triangle UVT by angle. And that's really about it. So we're just looking at our triangles and seeing if we have reasons to justify why two of the three angles within the two triangles are congruent to one another. And if so, then the triangles are similar using angle.